Awesome. Thank you. All right, guys, so let's get started. I do want to be mindful of everyone's time since we're a few minutes past 2 o'clock, but welcome to our Honors College virtual session today. My name is Dr. Jessica Syed, and I am the Senior Assistant Director of Admissions here at Rowan. I want to thank all of our students for joining us and spending the time. I know I was with a couple of students at 1 o'clock for our virtual session, but I know for some of you, you may just be waking up for your first time today and joining us, or maybe you've been busy doing schoolwork all day. You know, everyone's schedules are a little bit different right now, but regardless, thank you guys for signing on and joining us at 2 o'clock this afternoon. I did want to give a special congratulations to all of our incoming students. So whether you are a freshman coming in with our class of 2024 or an incoming transfer student, or you're still a prospective student, congratulations really to our incoming students, our accepted students. And for any prospective student who's still looking at colleges, maybe you guys are freshmen or sophomores in high school, I'm super impressed that you are spending this time to get to learn more about colleges. It's great to have gotten to know all of you virtually as well over the past few weeks in all of these sessions. So I will explain briefly how this session will work. For those of you who have been on virtual events before, you guys are probably pros by now. You could be running these instead of me. But for our new students, you guys hopefully can both see us and hear us, but please know that we unfortunately cannot see you and we can't hear you. So the best way for you to communicate with us is through the Q&A feature on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. So at any point in our conversation or presentation, please write in any questions or comments that you have about our Honors College, life at Rowan, really anything, so we can communicate with you. You want to make sure any questions that you guys have are not left unanswered by the end of this session. And it's much more fun for us too, and it's as interactive as possible, and we would love to make this a conversation rather than just talking at you guys. So feel free, again, any and all questions. So as we get started, we would love to get to know you. So if everyone can practice out that Q&A feature, let us know your name, where you're from, what high school you went to, if you're a transfer student, what college you're at right now. Definitely share your major with us. We'd love to know all the different colleges that are represented today. And then in our 1 o'clock session, you guys know I was asking for another Netflix recommendation, but how about some workouts? What have you guys been doing in terms of working out at home? Always looking for new recommendations. I know we've talked about this in a couple of sessions, and you guys know I'm using my free Peloton trial right now, and I'm absolutely loving my at-home workouts, but always looking for something else to be doing, especially outside. So give us some outside tips. So let's see who we have, and then we'll turn it over to the actual presentation. We have Imani. Thanks for coming back. Good to see you again from Burlington Township. We have Riley, who is a senior at Williamstown, coming in exploratory studies. We have Serafina from New Jersey. Excellent. I'm sure we have a lot of Jersey people in the house today. If you're from out of state, definitely let us know so we can celebrate that. We have Kristen from Manalapan, who is an incoming freshman. You currently attend the Academy of Allied Health and Science. Awesome. Thanks for joining us. And for students, you guys may feel like you are the only ones on this call with us, but there are about 20 people on this session right now. So you are certainly not alone as you are sitting here. We're definitely all here together. We have Fabrizio, who is a transfer student from Stockton. Excellent, coming in for biochemistry. Welcome, that's great. Alice from Cherry Hill, who's an incoming freshman for civil engineering. Alice, I've seen you in a bunch of our sessions, so you're becoming a virtual event MVP. I will give you that title. We have Reese. Thank you for telling me how to pronounce your name. Reese is another MVP that we have that I have butchered your name in every single session that we've been in together. So I apologize for that. It's great to see you. Joshua, great to see you again from RV, coming in for bio. Reese is a transfer student from writing arts. Excellent. So it's great to get to know you guys. If we missed anybody, continue to introduce yourself throughout this session. At this point, I will turn it over to honors since I know that's what you guys are here to learn about. So I'd like to introduce Dr. Lee Talley, who is our Dean of the Honors College here at Rowan.
Thank you so much, Dr. Syed. I, in turn, will introduce everyone to Dr. Kristen Denovi, and then we can have all the students introduce themselves, and then Dr. Denovi and I will talk you through a brief PowerPoint, and then we can open it up for a Q&A.
Yeah, so hi everyone. So I am Kristen Denovi, the Assistant Dean, and my background actually, yeah, Dr. Talley's background is English, just so you know, for any of our attendees. Yes, my background is psychology undergraduate, a master's in education, and a doctorate in educational psychology that blended the two. And then I'm going to turn it over to Kira, our first of 3 student panelists.
Sure. Hi guys, so my name is Kira Rose. I'm a rising senior now. I'm a civil and environmental engineering major. I also have a minor in sustainable built environments. So I'm the president of the Honor Student Organization. So that's my role here, getting to talk to you guys as I'm representing the Honor Student Organization. But besides that, on campus, I'm also an admissions ambassador tour guide, as Dr. Syed knows, because she coordinates us lovely tour guides. And I'm also a group fitness instructor at the rec center. So I'm super excited to be here with you guys today. I'll turn it over to Sarah to introduce herself as well.
Hi guys, my name is Sarah McClure. I'm a rising junior, which is so weird to say. It feels like yesterday I was just in your shoes. I'm the vice president of the Honor Student Organization. I'm a dual major in political science and international studies. I also have a minor in German studies, so I'm all about those humanities. I am also an admissions ambassador, so Dr. Syed knows me as well from that. And I will also be the upcoming secretary of the Student Government Association. So that is also very exciting. So I'm looking forward to getting to chat with all of you guys today. Oh yeah, Roshani, you can introduce yourself now.
Hey guys, my name is Roshani. I am a rising senior and I'm the participation coordinator for the HSO. My major is biochemistry and I have 3 minors, which are pre-med, psychology, and neuroscience. And I am involved in a lot of pre-med clubs and biology club and chemistry club also. And I'm also a commuter, so if anyone has questions about commuting, let me know.
Wonderful. So thank you all. So what I'm going to do is share my screen so that Dr. Talley and I can go through the presentation that we were speaking of. But we really don't want to just talk at you. This we plan to keep brief, and then we can't wait to hear all of your questions. So let me know if this worked. Someone on my panel, did it work?
It did.
Sort of, ish.
Do we see the audience view? No, we see our view. Perfect. I think. So
Looks like it's in presenter mode, but that's fine. We can still see the content if you're having trouble.
I don't know how good that is. So you know what? Let me try this again. Because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Those of you in honors might know something about that.
oh no.
No. So I like to say to all of my students that I am just a grown-up honor student, because I am. So yeah, we're going to try this again, and I think I can do a little bit better.
I usually start these sessions saying, bear with us as we transition through using technology as well. And I know some of you have seen my dog walk across the background in these events, and there was a birthday party drive-by with beeping and people banging pots and pans in one of my other sessions. So life
Nice.
happens, right? These things happen.
So true. So is this working now? No. Interesting. Okay, I'm ready to insert hold music. Well, hold music is usually me just humming, so no one wants to hear that either. All right, we're going to give it the last go here. Are you seeing anything?
A gray rectangle.
All correct. I'll try from my end too, Kristen. Give me 1 second. I'll see if it works.
Okay. I have a plan C. We're on to plan C now. That's the other thing in honors that we have. Plan A through Z. Okay. Nothing? Still gray rectangle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, sassafras. All right. I am apologizing to the audience. And for those of you who know me, I don't do a lot of apologizing unless I really mean it. And right now I do.
I'll see if I can get it pulled up. It slowly crashes my computer, but I'm trying. Let's see.
Thank you, everyone in virtual land, for your patience. And you know, I'm still stubbornly persisting here.
Okay, we can kind of start to see that.
Yes, this is looking promising.
Oh,
Yes.
See this?
We go. You did it.
Oh my goodness, and it only took 5 attempts. Wonderful. Okay, so
Plan E.
Plan E.
Excellent.
Plan E. There you go.
Excellent. Okay, so Honors College virtual session, May 20th, 2020. Let's take it away, Dr. Denovi. Okay, so the place where you can get the complete 411 on honors is the Honors College Guidelines brochure. We will give you a hard copy once you arrive, but you can download this from the current students portion of our website. It outlines all the details on what you need to do to not just be in, but to thrive in honors in terms of your courses, participation in service, the GPA requirement, and being a good citizen. So most people want to know pretty immediately how honors fits into your degree. And it does not mean that you have to take extra courses. Honors fits into your majors, into the Rowan Core. You can take honors courses as free electives, or you can use them to fulfill your Rowan experience requirements. Now, there are 2 different paths that you can take in honors beginning this spring. So you can be a straight up member of the honors concentration, and for that you need to take 8 honors classes and or honors experiences. I'll tell you about those in a moment. Take part in service and participation and maintain a 3.5 GPA. We're we're rolling out a new program in honors this year, Honors Concentration with Distinction. For that, you take 12 classes, but 1 is a portfolio reflecting on all the honors courses you took. 2 are capstone research or creative activity classes. This is a way for you to conduct in-depth research in the field of your choosing, your major. And for people who want to go on to graduate or professional school, it's a particularly good way of really getting in depth into your area. Like typical honors, service and participation as well, 3.5 GPA. And I can tell you a lot more about honors with distinction in the Q&A if you're curious. So all honors classes are capped at 20 students. This is the think part of our logo, which is Think, Thrive, Share. We have honors classes that are unique and interdisciplinary. One of the really popular classes we offered this past spring was a Rowan honors version of Jared Diamond's book, Guns, Germs, and Steel, which looked at how those 3, I'll just call them elements, helped particular groups of humans do so well on the planet. We have enhanced discipline-specific class offerings. So in the sciences, your experiments may be longer running or more interesting. In our honors section of Children's Lit, people have made pop-up books and short films. So all sorts of cool things. We calculate your honors courses at the rate of 1 honors class per semester. So if you decide to graduate early, you don't need 8, you'd only need 7. And the other way you can get honors course credit is by enrolling in what we call an ACE, and that stands for an alternative course experience. So alternative course experiences are internships where you're doing much more than just shadowing someone, study abroad, any course you take studying abroad that's more than like a 2-week course, right? Something equivalent to a college course, immediately get you honors course credit. Plus, we give you a $500 stipend to help defray the cost of you going abroad. You can conduct research with a Rowan faculty member. Some of that is even paid. If you are in the sciences and you get into a National Science Foundation research experience for undergraduates, that automatically counts for honors course credit as long as you write a reflection on the back end. And as a senior at Rowan, you can enroll in graduate courses at the same tuition cost as undergraduate classes and get honors course credit for it. So the other big requirements are what you do your first and second year. All Rowan students have to take comp and public speaking. So we have honors sections of Comp 1, Comp 2, and public speaking. If you're in engineering, you would take the honor section of freshman or sophomore clinic. We do this because we prize communication, and we want all of you to get out of Rowan with the ability to speak and write eloquently and persuasively. The other thing you'll take part in is a program called BLAST. Now that stands for Bentivolio Leadership and Service training, and it's our peer mentoring program where you'll get grouped with maybe 6 to 8 other incoming students and 2 peer mentors, and they will help you acclimate to university life. They'll teach you all the tricks to surviving and thriving at Rowan. Indeed, we have evidence, pictorial evidence of how successful it is. If you note the picture on the top left there, the students on the front end of the program are looking a little, well, we'll call them eccentric. By the end, they are upstanding, quite literally, honor students. So, and BLAST, like everything else in honors, is about helping you thrive at Rowan. We are deeply committed to the whole student, and we work on cultivating what we call citizen scholars. And that is what Dr. Novi is going to tell you more about.
Absolutely. So we are absolutely beyond academics. This is not just about students doing well in courses. Some of you will have come from very competitive academic environments, and while you might have those goals to achieve still high grades, we want to really promote the whole student, and we do that in coordination with our student leaders. So we could not run honors without your help. Feedback from our students and that set of our executive board, 2 of whom you're meeting today, actually 3 of whom you're meeting today, who help us to plan lots of events and activities throughout the year so that you really get to know one another socially beyond the classroom. So we have signature events that you'll be able to take part of. Everything that we do, by the way, is free to you. So this is no cost, and you might want to get involved in some of our honors events like the Murder Mystery Dinner that is written, acted, produced by our students. We have holiday parties, semi-formals. We're planning a not so senior prom when we're all able to be in real life again with one another, and in recognition that, you know, a lot of you have missed out on some of these milestones. So those are the kind of things that our students will help us to plan for you. So all these different activities, this is just a sampling of some of the things that we have done together as part of our community. A special trip to the fossil park. We have wellness events. We have trips up to cultural centers in New York, down to DC, using Philadelphia as well. We have a priority registration breakfast where people get up early, some of them in their PJs, and they come and eat tater tots and register for their courses a day before even seniors can. So it's just, again, well-rounded. We stress balance in your life. And it is, I can't stress enough, it's not a competitive environment. So you're all here to support one another. If you actually choose to live on campus, we have 3 different areas where our students can elect to reside with other honor students. Our incoming first year students have pods in Holly Point Commons. So that's the photo that you see on the lower left. We also have for upperclassmen space in the Whitney Center. That's also where our honors wing and our honors lounge and other amenities are located. And then we also have space in the Rowan Boulevard apartments. It is entirely optional for you to live in honors housing, but you can absolutely choose to do so if you wish. And as Roshani mentioned, we have a vibrant commuting community as well. So the Think, Thrive we've covered, and the Share. So that means sharing your talents with one another, becoming leaders on campus should you choose. And I just want to point out as well that there are ways to be quiet leaders, in the background leaders. Don't feel as if that's not your personality, that you need to be the person that is standing next to President Hushman, for example, in one of these photos. There's lots of ways that you can exhibit your leadership skills, and we will help you to hone that. But sharing your talents through philanthropic activities that you might already have or new things that you pick up, we really stress that. And again, here's just an example of all of our different student leaders on campus. You've already heard from our panelists, and you can ask them questions about how they balance their honors requirements along with being involved on campus, and you absolutely can do that as well. I know that's often a concern that some students have coming in. And then we just want to point out that students can be incredibly successful at Rowan and through honors as well. So some of you may have Rowan as your first choice. Some of you may be coming to Rowan thinking, well, I was planning on going to a different school, but now I'm coming here. What does this mean for me? And we just want to reassure you that what you put into Rowan is what you're going to be able to get out of it. And you have access to incredible peers as well as access to your faculty. And that will make a tremendous difference, where you can be asking them to get involved in creative projects, in research, even in your first year. And getting to know them means later on getting great letters of recommendation and reference. So know that you can access everything that you need and you want here to be successful. And we certainly hope that you decide to join us. And then, we invite you to, oh, one more thing I wanted to, yes, that's right. So for some of you, you may not have applied yet to honors because that deadline had passed back in February. So I want to reassure anyone who is part of this meeting right now who didn't have a chance to apply to us and you're interested, current Rowan students can apply during the fall semester for spring entry. And you will see information about that on our website. We will send out something through what's called the Rowan Daily Mail. So when you're a Rowan student, you will get updates through email. So please do know that there's another opportunity to join us for sure. And we welcome that. And any questions that you have after this, if you think of something that wasn't answered during this meeting, please email us. We have a simple email to remember, honors@rowan.edu. You can connect with us on social media and see what we're all about. And we absolutely welcome questions. And we're pretty quick about getting back to you as well. So that is the end of talking at. We're going to be interested in hearing from you now. And I think I'm going to be more successful not sharing than I was sharing, right?
Perfect. Thanks, Kristen. So we did have a few questions coming in throughout the presentation. Some of them have been answered directly, which is fantastic. Sarah, thanks for taking the lead on that. But I know not all students can see those. So I'm going to run through them again, just in case our student attendees can't see the answer to those questions. But we have a great question from a few minutes ago, which is a fantastic question. One I haven't actually even thought about before. Have you had to take honors courses while you were in high school to be eligible for the honors program?
Yeah, that's a great question. And the answer is no, you did not have to. But yeah, I don't believe I've ever heard that question either, right, Dr. T? Yeah, that's unique. So no, you absolutely did not have to be part of an honors track. And that also means for some of you, the invitation to apply to honors was GPA based for transfer students and SAT or ACT based for incoming first years. And we recognize that not all students test equally well. So that's why there's this second entry point too. So just in case anyone out there thought, well, wait, I didn't get the invitation to apply to honors. We know that the best predictor of success in college is how well you perform in college. So we'll get a chance to look at your first semester grades and see how you do then.
Thank you. So we had a question from Melanie who asked about the not so senior prom, which I think this is just such a fun idea. I love it. And she wants to know, can you wear your actual prom dress or will it be more casual? And Sarah, I know you answered that question directly, but do you mind sharing your answer with the entire group today?
Oh, yeah, sure. I said, absolutely wear your prom dress. Please do. Prom dresses are awesome. I would love to get a chance to rewear my prom dresses. So yes, wear your prom dress to the not so senior prom. I also said that Rowan has a winter ball run by Rowan After Hours. It will be held in the Student Center in the fall. And that dress code is also more along the lines of a prom. So you could wear your prom dress there too. And our semi-formal, which I'm assuming we will also be hosting, will be more casual.
Thanks, Sarah. So we have a question from Reese, and Reese wants to know if it's possible to take 2 honors courses in one semester if we can't schedule one in a given semester.
Absolutely. It's actually quite common for students to take more than one honors course in a given semester. I'm wondering, do any of you students want to weigh in on that since you've actually lived through the experience?
Yeah, I've definitely taken more than one honors course in a given semester, especially since depending on your major, sometimes, like for example, my junior year of engineering has a little bit less wiggle room to squeeze in those gen eds and things that honors courses would have. So I had taken two honors classes in my freshman year. So it's easy to, if you have the space to take it and kind of load yourself up in the beginning, and then you have a little more wiggle room for what you want to do once you get onto your later years, that's definitely a great strategy. You don't have to, but if you find yourself with the option, I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah, when my first semester in honors, like my first freshman semester, I actually took 3 honors courses without realizing it. I would say just make sure that you look at what the course requirements are and make sure, first of all, that there's no prerequisites, of course, and make sure that you're not taking like too many challenging courses at once. Like for me, I was taking like honors astronomy and honors comp, and they kind of had a good dynamic. But yeah, just try not to overload yourself. You can take multiple honors courses, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you should.
Those were great answers. And while we're on the topic of taking courses and scheduling your classes, does anyone want to talk about advising? I think for a lot of incoming students, there's a lot of fear and anxiety about picking your classes. And as a first-year freshman student, you don't have to worry about that. Your advisor does select your courses for you. And everyone at Rowan, freshmen or transfer students, depending on your major, has an academic advisor. So does anyone want to share about the role of an advisor and the resources and support that they provide throughout the semester?
Sure, I'll start, and then if students want to weigh in on their experiences with advisors. So in honors, we have a professional advisor. Her name is Lauren Shryock, and our first and second year students work with her. And then third year plus students end up working with me as their advisor in honors. So what we do is once your schedule is created, whether you're a transfer student working with your academic advisor for your major, or you're a freshman who automatically gets enrolled in major specific classes, we then take a look at your schedule and we honorsify or make it honorsy by replacing 1 or 2 of your classes with honors versions, either of the same course or a similar related course. So that's how we partner. Each semester, you work with your advisor on campus for your major or majors, any minors that you have, and then you come to us and we help to tell you what honors classes are available that can help you meet those academic goals.
Great, thank you, Kristen. And Bella, who is joining us from Pennsylvania, welcome Bella, wants to know if you have to be accepted into Rowan University before applying to the honors program.
Yes. So I know that's a short question. Yes. So in order to be eligible to apply to honors, one must first be accepted to Rowan. So yeah, thanks for asking that.
So we have a really good question from Hannah, and I'm going to turn this one over to our students to start. But Hannah wants to know how balancing the honors workload with campus activities and all of your other classes is. Is it a major change between your high school workload and coming into the honors program in college, or did you guys find it manageable?
I mean, I think I found it manageable. I am very involved on campus. I would say make sure you get really involved in your first year. I waited until my sophomore year to get really involved, which meant I had a lot of time on my hands during freshman year. But it's like not too overwhelming in comparison to a regular class workload. There are just some extra requirements, maybe an essay or 2 more in some of the classes. And they try and make it a little bit more rigorous, but in an interesting way. So we have some really good professors that work with honors, and all my honors classes have been fantastic. So I wouldn't be too stressed about whether it's like a big workload or whether you're not going to have enough time. Like you're definitely going to have enough time to get involved on campus.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. As an incoming freshman, I was actually not in honors. I joined my second semester of freshman year. And so my first semester, I took Comp 1, like normal Comp 1. And my second semester, I took honors Comp 2. And I definitely didn't think there was more of a workload in Comp 2. And I definitely thought that it was more interesting because it was more like student based and communicative. And I just felt like I got more out of that course than I did in my regular Comp 1 class.
I was going to say, kind of in like a general sense, what's really cool about college as compared to high school is that in college you're choosing what you study. So hopefully, even if you're busier and you're choosing what you're involved in as well. So, obviously there's going to be some classes that you like more than others, but hopefully you're choosing to spend your time on things that are actually really interesting to you. So even when you're busy, I think it's slightly more like fulfilling because you're choosing to do what you're doing. Whereas in high school, it's a little bit more of just doing what you're handed. So.
Great, thank you. Melanie is asking about community service requirements for the honors program and how are students supported in fulfilling those requirements? Do they have to find those opportunities on their own? Will they have time to do them? What does community service look like as part of the honors program?
Sure. So community service can be existing involvements that students have now. So if there is something that you're already involved with, passionate about, you do not have to give up that commitment. So that's really important to note. But in terms of finding new opportunities, we have a very vibrant volunteerism office on Rowan's campus. So a lot of our students, if they're looking for new ways that they can do service, they'll use that office and that resource. But we also have honor service opportunities as well. So really it's the most open and flexible set of requirements because any way that you give back, yes, please. We want you to use your talents in those ways, but we'll give you tips and hints. And that's part of our mentoring program as well, is getting to know, how do I get myself out there? How do I find these opportunities? You'll be guided throughout your first semester in the program.
For our students, would you like to share any of the community service opportunities that you've been involved in or some of the volunteer work that you guys have done?
I mean, I guess I'll go
Not
first.
a rhetorical question.
I feel like I've been answering everything first, so I was gonna see if anyone else wanted to go first. But what's awesome is we host honors hosts a volunteer info session, which you have to attend for you to be able to go to the Office of Volunteerism and sign up for things. So we hold one for honors students, which is really great, and sometimes we'll do it with Blast as well. So let's see, what have I done? I wanted to do Back to the Borough, which is our big service event that Rowan hosts in the spring every year. But obviously, since we transferred to online classes this semester, we were unable to do that. So I was a little bit bummed about that. I didn't do that freshman year, so I was hoping that I'd be able to take part in it this year. But that's something really fun. I know people really enjoy that.
So since I'm a commuter, a lot of my community service is actually within my community and I volunteer a lot at my temple. But on campus, I am a Blast mentor. So I do a couple service activities with my Blast mentees. And I'm also a peer educator for the Wellness Center. So for the past, I believe, 3 years now, we've been organizing an Out of the Darkness suicide prevention walk. So that's a great volunteer opportunity as well.
It's like Roshani read my mind. I literally was going to mention that because I'm on that planning committee. So yeah, that's a huge, wonderful opportunity.
Great, thanks everyone. If you guys could elaborate on the honors housing options for students. We have a question from Kristen asking about choosing a roommate specifically, but I think it would be beneficial to do an overview of the honors housing options, what it looks like to be in the honors living learning community, how you would select a roommate, what if you wanted to live with someone that wasn't in honors. So just generally talking about housing.
Sure. Dr. T, do you want to start out describing our pods in Holly Point Commons?
So if you're an incoming freshman, I'll let the students and Dr. Denovi tell you about the various ways you can find a roommate, but you'll be living in our pod in Holly Point. So it's all honor students from across the university. The learning communities that are nearby us, we have the engineering learning community, writing arts, history, LGBTQ plus IA, and also the pre-health learning community. And what we started last year and are doing this year is we're working on having a much closer relationship with residence life. So things that your RA is planning will connect with things that are happening in honors. Holly Point is right next to Whitney, where the offices are and where our printing is and our lounges. So you'll also be coming over there. And if you're a transfer student, you could live in the transfer wing, or you might wind up living in a shared apartment in the Whitney Center. So now I'm going to pass it to Dr. DeNovi and the students for more on the ground info.
So in terms of being able to select a roommate, we do allow non-honors roommates in our honors learning communities as long as space is available. And so far, I'm not going to knock on wood, but you can pretend I am. We have had good luck with that, where students have been able to invite in to our non-honors or into our learning communities some non-honors students. If you aren't sure about a roommate at all, we do have an incoming honor student Facebook group if you wanted to connect with one another and get to know another student, and it has worked, I've heard. There are students who have actually connected that way and are now selected. They have selected one another to live with. And if all else fails, if you did not select someone ahead of time, housing has a questionnaire that you fill out, so you get matched with someone that has, similar habits and interests as you. So you can also leave it to random, which is not so random because there are parameters, there are guidelines there where you're matched with someone. Now, I don't know if, I know we have a commuter on our panel, but if one of the other students who's lived with people in residence halls, if you had an experience, did you know someone ahead of time? Did you get randomly matched? How'd that go for you? I guess Sarah or Kira?
Yeah. So I did live in the Holly Point honors learning community my freshman year. I did find my roommate through not through a Facebook group, but actually through like a group chat on GroupMe type of thing. So similar, but not exactly the same. And I was like, this person seems pretty normal. We seem to have some things in common. Like obviously it's a little awkward and kind of a leap of faith to be choosing to live with someone that you don't know, but she turned out to be my best friend. We've lived together since then. So definitely a classic success story of even if it seems kind of weird and I don't know, I guess it's not an easy thing, but it really did work out for me in the end. So like I said, I lived in Holly Point Commons in the honors learning community my freshman year. My sophomore year, I did live in the Whitney Center, which is super convenient. I know Dr. Talley and Dr. Novi have mentioned that's where the honors free printing is. So I could just walk right downstairs and have access to all the amenities, the honors lounge. Dr. Talley and DeNovi's offices are right there. So pop in and say hi while I'm in my pajamas if I wanted to. So definitely recommend living in the honors learning community if you're considering it. It's a great perk and it's a great community like the name mentions. So.
So we have a question from Joshua, and Joshua, I know you've been in a lot of our sessions, and Joshua is asking about accessing these webinars and recordings after we are finished. So just for everyone to know that, yes, these recordings will be available on the Rowan University YouTube channel. For those of you who have been on multiple sessions and have been looking on YouTube, it does take a while for us to get them posted to YouTube because the entire session has to be transcribed for closed captioning before we can post it. So it takes about a week at a minimum for us to get them done and uploaded. So if you're looking for it earlier than that, you can email admissions@rowan.edu. And we can also share the PowerPoint from today with you as well. So if anyone is interested in either a copy of the PowerPoint or the recording from today's session, quick piece of housekeeping, you can email admissions@rowan.edu and we can send that over to you later this afternoon. All right, so we have another question from Bella, and I don't know that we have any student athletes specifically on the session today, but if you have a friend or somebody involved in the athletics program that someone could speak to about the experience and workload of balancing honors as well as being a student athlete, and how does the honors program support our student athletes at Rowan?
Well, I can start in terms of how we support student athletes. every semester when we start to plan our schedule, our course schedule and our course offerings, we always make sure that classes that are offered after 3:30 in the afternoon are also offered earlier in the day, because we're always thinking about athletes' practice schedules. I know from my bird's eye perspective that athletes are super successful in their sport and in the honors program. The students, and possibly Dr. DeNovi can tell you more like specific examples, but Dr. DeNovi, I can think of one student athlete who is a major leader on campus and part of the track team. She's balanced it really well and done research, but I'll let the others give you the campus anecdotes.
I'll second that. Any student athlete that's been in honors, there is more intentional planning that needs to happen. It's essentially like having a job. So it's about being mindful of time, but our students do it. I don't have an exact number of how many honor students we have that are also student athletes, but I do know that the ones that we do have feel that they can keep the commitment. And I really can't think of students who have stopped participating in honors because of their sport. Not offhand. Also, our first year advisor, Ms. Shryak, that I mentioned earlier, was a very elite level student athlete herself, and she actually played after college in Switzerland. So if you do come and you're advised by her, ask her, for her experience as well. So she was someone firsthand that had to understand what it was like balancing an academic load and being a student athlete.
Great, thank you, Kristen. I actually just realized we're at 2:45 already. Time definitely flies, and I do want to be mindful of everyone's time this afternoon. It looks like we have hit most of our questions today. I know there were a few specific questions regarding courses that we didn't quite get to answer. Again, if you guys do have questions or you think of a question after this session today, you can always email admissions@rowan.edu, or even easier, honors@rowan.edu, and we will quickly get back to you with an answer to your question, whether it's a copy of the presentation or recording, or pointing you in the right direction to link up with an honors advisor, really anything that you guys need to know. So as we start to wrap up today, if everyone, and I'll start with our students first, if you guys can share what is so special about the honors program, how has it really enriched your experience at Rowan? And then I'll have Kristen and Lee give all of our student attendees a piece of advice as incoming students. So Kira, I'll pick on you first to start with.
I should put on the spot.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I would say what's really special about the honors program, which hopefully is evident through this conversations that you've heard today, is that it's a really supportive environment. Like, there are very few things that Dr. Talley and Dr. Novi will say no to, obviously within reason, but they're there to help you in any way that you want to pursue your passions within college. It really is what you make of it. You can be as involved or as not involved as you like, but I would say what really sets honors apart from the Rowan community as a whole is that kind of backbone of giving you what you need, regardless of what that is. So, Sarah, you want to give us your 2 cents?
Sure. Having served in SGA for honors, I was the senator of the Honors College for this past year, getting to know Dr. Talley and Dr. DeNovi better, kind of riding off the back of Kira, they're really just so supportive. And, thank you, Dr. Talley and Dr. DeNovi, for being so awesome. And being in honors has really helped me find a community that I really connect with, and has made me feel even more welcome and comfortable getting adjusted to my college experience. So I think it's been nothing but beneficial to me in the whole scheme of things. So I'm really grateful to be a part of it, and I'm hoping that we'll see you guys in the fall. Roshani, what do you think?
I definitely agree with both of you. Everyone is super nice, including Dr. Talley and Dr. DeNovi. They are actually currently helping me fix my personal statement for medical schools, and I'm really grateful for that and just all their time and effort that they put into this college. I also met some of my best friends through this college, because a lot of the classes that we take are like small, and a lot of the same people your age will be taking those classes with you. So it has been really beneficial for me as well.
Wow. So everything you just said, thank you all, and it's so heartwarming. I'll give a piece of general advice because I don't want to sound too salesy about honors. I think you know how I feel about it. In general, don't feel like you have to have it all figured out. So when you come to college, students make the mistake of thinking they need to have a plan, they need to have it all laid out, that everyone else must have it figured out. That is absolutely not the case. Allow yourself to be open, be curious, and most importantly, be open to change. And that includes changing your major and finding new passions and interests. So don't feel like you have to have it all figured out, and be open to change are my pieces of advice.
Wow. This is a hard act to follow. I agree with everything everyone else has said. I want to remind you that you are in a great position right now, whether you've decided on Rowan or you're making your decision about where to go. Whatever decision you make, it's going to be the right decision. And I realize that you're making this decision in the middle of a pandemic, but you're going to be fine. And you're going to have a good experience, and your experience will be as good as you make it too. You've got, yeah, you have a lot of power right now, and yeah, just go for it. And good luck. It was nice kind of meeting you virtually. I hope to meet you in real life in a month or so.
Thank you so much, Dr. Talley. I hate having the final word because you guys always give such wonderful advice, and then I just have to do the wrap up. And so it's a sad note to end on after such a nice, uplifting advice and just great messages about our honors program. So thank you all so much, especially our current students who took the time out today to talk about our honors program. Kristen and Lee, thank you for joining us. And really our students who joined us today as attendees, we cannot thank you enough for spending your afternoon with us today to learn more about the honors program. Hopefully you benefited as much as we did from this great conversation. Congratulations again to all of our incoming students. We look forward to seeing you on campus, hopefully this fall. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we hope to see you at some more virtual sessions throughout the summer. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.